left-hand side, you can see the cornfield. And instead of picking cotton, that's often what the slaves would do. They would harvest the different crops such as tobacco and corn, such things like that. And over there to the left-hand side, you can see the milk house. And there was this really cool water stream that would flow through it. And they would store bottles of milk in the water to keep the milk cold.
And they were able to make what?
So we were able to make ice cream. Okay. So the next few houses I'll be showing you, these are the slave quarters. These are where the slaves would come after their day job or their work as a slave were over, and it wasn't very furnished because they wouldn't spend a lot of time in here. They would only be in here for enough time just to sleep, and then as soon as they wake up, it'd be right back to work. From the outside, they don't look as bad, but that was only just to give a nice appearance for when they had guests over, because there were frequently guests coming to visit.
Wow. Was it upstairs too?
Yeah. Just like I said, these weren't very furnished because they wouldn't spend a lot of time in here. It's very old, It wouldn't just depend on like how much time they spent in here. It also depended on your value to the slave master. A child's value wouldn't be the same as an adult's value because a child wouldn't be doing the same labor as an adult. Just as an old man's value wouldn't be the same as a younger man's value because you can get more out of the younger man more than you can the old man. So it all depended on what you were capable of and your age. That's how the overseer would value. They would often put prices on slaves, and they weren't like literally. It's not as if they had a certain amount of money to their name. It would more so be they would sell the slaves for that amount of price based on what the overseer or slave owner felt that they were worth.
Now, how many slaves would they hold in this particular?
About 25, 50. They would all be bunched up. It wasn't a hard space.
Right, there was no specific number.
No, how many would live in this space right here?
Right.
In this specific space,
number.
there really is no specific number, and there really isn't a specific way to tell unless the slave owner was keeping record, which probably wasn't.
I had somebody to introduce you to the park ranger at this park.
Oh,
You need to talk Anna Quality.
Yeah.
Anna Quality. You need to talk to her.
She would know, Deborah.
I had the same question. What's that? How many slaves did you put in there?
Right.
Look like the size of my living room,
But these floors are weird. That was unusual.
They probably did that. So they turned it into a museum. If I knew it was probably dirty animals.
If you look over here, this is where they would put ashes from like the fire and stuff. And they would have this were one of the jobs that the children would do. They would have the children come and collect the ashes so they could then make soap out of them. Just little jobs for the smaller children to do. What was it?
It was a place where they kept the ashes, where the children had to come get the ashes.
So like I said, to the slave owner, a slave would have a specific value. And here actually I can show you the exact values. So let's say you were a man of age 25, skilled worker, and you were very strong. The slave owner would value at $800. Let's say you were a female, you were 24, you were skilled domestic and good for childbearing. You'd be worth $400. I said a teenager, 15, around my age, you could milk the cows, and you'd be worth $200. And let's say a bit younger than me, like 10, you could strong back and can slop the hogs, and you'd be worth $100. And if you were older, like around 65, you could just feed the chickens. So like I said, it wasn't like they had an actual dollar or money to their name. The slave owner would often use them to sell, or let's say there was a specific mortgage or debt, they could use the slaves to pay that debt off.
That's how he recorded his wealth.
Right.
How he priced the value of the slave ship, yeah. For the counter, like the counter, everything else, the whole stupid chicken. Which one, babe? Daddy. Daddy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
You don't want to live here? Take a peek over there.
Where am I at?
Here it comes. They're moving kind of slow.
So, alright. The first thing that you would probably notice is that this one has a sink. But just look around at the overall features of the house. This one doesn't have a lot of peeling paint. The floors are more intact. This house was a lot more neater compared to the other slave quarters. And that's because the slaves that lived in this house were probably valued a bit more than the other slaves that were living in the other slave quarters. It would also depend on if you had a big family, you would often be put in a house like this, but not only does it have a faucet, but this one has an actual bed. Often, there weren't necessarily toilets during this time, so there would for the white people, there would be a specific area where they could go, and then for the slaves, it'd be a specific area for where they can go. But in this house, if you look over there at that white pot, you can see that's where some slaves would even go to use their business. They even had a pot and a bed.
And the pot was called the chamber pot. Or slop jar.
Come on, let us see what.
You can see it on the other side.
This is in the 30s.
Could you repeat what the pot was called, man?
Oh, if you don't know what that white pot, it's also known as a chamber pot, where the slaves would often do their business.
What, this a chamber pot?
No, the white pot right there.
White pot by there.
That one over there is a furnace. That's just a bucket. Sorry.
So that'd be the equivalent of an indoor bathroom, I guess.
Yeah. And then every once in a while they would empty it.
Every once in a while?
Well, not every. They wouldn't let it fill up to the point where that's all you could notice and smell.
Right.
You cooked on that, and you got your heat out of it.
Oh, okay.
So they can make some, they can make some, like the crock pots nowadays, when you sit all day, the pot would sit there while you're out working and then come in and chew it.
You did a great job.
We're now heading back to the bus.
What house is that?
That right? Oh.
Wait for them to come out. Wait for them to come out.
If you look over, just right across from this pathway, this right here is the overseer's house. And the overseer's job was pretty much to just look over the slaves while they did their work and just to make sure that the work was being done.
Who was the overseer?
It wasn't one specific person. to just be somebody that the slave owner could trust to do the job of the overseer.
Somebody white.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody.
there
Somebody
was
white. It's okay to say that.
compartmental, somebody that controlled
somebody
the
white.
field, somebody that controlled
Made sure they were working
cattle,
themselves
things like that. Of a group.
his job.
And who lived in this part right here? Who owned it?
With them.
It was like John.
Ridgely.
That was the original what?
This is their original house on this end right here. This one that's going longwise. That's where the Ridgeleys lived while the mansion was being built.
Well, it's called a
And you can
Hampton now.
Yeah, well, this area's called the Hampton.
Oh, okay.
The
All right.
Hamptons.
All right.
You know Hampton? As
No,
in
I didn't.
Massachusetts, Hampton, up to the Hamptons.
All right.
But John Ridgely was the owner. And they lived in here for 3 years while they built that mansion house up there.
Okay.
And
Okay, say that, Donald.
indicate that the
Say John Ridgely lived in
John
there.
Ridgely was actually the original. Him and his family were the original owners of this house before they moved over to that big old mansion over there.
On the top of the hill?
Yes.
All right.
We're now heading back to the bus.
You got that. Get on the bus.
Get on that bus.
Get on
Get
the
on the bus.
And they built these so that they look good when the,
Yes.
yeah.
What guests were they playing on?
Oh, when they had company, they had parties all the time because they were rich.
They like to show off.
People wanted to come to see them. So what they would do, you can see the mansion house from here.
Right.
So when they looked out off of the porch, when they come up to the house, they were able to see these. Mrs. Ridgely had gone to Europe and she saw how aesthetic they were. She saw how aesthetic European places were. So she wanted hers to look good so that when her company, right there on that path, could see how beautiful this looked. You notice the one behind the house you can't see, they don't get here. These look good. From the mansion house, if you stand in the mansion house, you see these. You don't see that one. So that's good enough. All right. It's all for show.
That one look.
It's all for show.
Yeah, it's all for show. They want to on the facade.
All for show.
Good to the people and they treat us just like everyone else.
That's right.
You just lived in one of the show
house.
Yeah. Look good to them.
But these bricks,
Wouldn't they tell some tales?
Good morning. How you doing?
They have a story to tell here.
Yes, they do.
And when you go in here, there is a bell in the they would ring letting you know that it's time to come in out of the feet. When you're inside, it's great. But when you get up to the mansion, as far as you can see, you can't see the lot where you're damn. It's like over 2,000 acres. That's a lot. 2,000 acres? Yes. And you know you're walking through it all the time.
Yes.
They had a smelting plant up here. That's what they originally had. So they did iron ore. Remember the Civil War?
Yeah.
They used that iron ore to make this metal that they needed to build the buildings.
Boy, I really learned something today. My first time here, it will not be the last.
All right. That's right. It's only a drive up the highway. People don't know this.
Right.
I mean, I always hear people saying go there, but I never right.
You know, like I said,
You know about Hampton Mansion. Yeah. Go ahead, put your
Thank you.
Stand up and do the round. Everybody just Dr. Martin challenged him to do a rap of strange fruit. And this is what he yeah. All right, everybody, John, you got your camera?
I am trying to use this whatever battery powers that.
Here.
I got another battery before you start this. You want
I got part of my music
I think I got enough power. I think
All right.
Let's show you. Let's show you.
Don't look up at the ceiling.
Look up at the ceiling, and are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105,
This is take one, so we're not.
They speak about our history, knowledge, and point of view. And the South ain't no mystery, the trials that they went through. 13 nights running at the people that look like man you. From a bird's eye view, you notice that's some strange fruit. Hanging from the poplar tree, smell of burning flesh in the breeze. Bulge your eyes, twist them out, close your eyes and picture me. And the Volvo S60, rolling down the AVE. Long live the voice of the city, it's forever, rest in peace. They statue the royal bed of marquee. Hit the left on the dolphin, right on that corner, that's all. Never left on division where the good Marshall was living. 1632. Again, it's ain't the southern trees bear strange fruit. On the root and at the leaves, it's blood. Can't change the past, so I rap about what it was. Better stand in my cup. Black bodies for the rain together in the winter sun. I keep busting up.
On the extended tours, I forgot to mention Dr. Joanne Martin's name. She is the founder and director of, and she and her husband, Elma Martin, this was their idea to create this museum, so we thank her that we have the programs that come from a part of the National Great Blacks and Wax Museum. And we thank all of you all for coming today. And we hope at another time that you'll come, bring your family members, tell your friends, schoolmates to come to the National Great Blacks and Wax Museum. Thank you so much. If you have any snack bags, bottles, anything, would you please bring those things off the bus? And if you don't have a place to throw it away, give it to me and I'll take care of that. We like to leave the bus spick and span the way it was when we got on. And have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.